Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. These simple words by Jalal al-Din Rumi have traveled through centuries, languages, and faiths, bridging hearts across borders, ideologies, and belief systems. But how can a 13th century Islamic mystic remain one of the best-selling poets in the West today? And what is it about Rumi's words that resonate with Christians, Jews, Hindus, Buddhists, agnostics, and atheists alike? Could it be that Rumi's message was never just about religion, but about something even more expansive? Welcome to The Unfolding Journey, a space where we explore the deeper dimensions of the human experience through spirituality, philosophy, poetry, and wisdom traditions from around the world. If you're drawn to the universal, the mystical, and the deeply human, you're in the right place. Today's journey takes us into the heart of Rumi's universalism, and why his message transcends religion to speak to the soul of humanity. Rumi, born in 1207 in what is now modern-day Afghanistan, was a scholar, theologian, and Sufi mystic of the Islamic tradition. His life took a transformative turn after meeting the wandering mystic Shams of Tabriz, whose spiritual intensity shook Rumi to his core. That meeting shattered Rumi's conventional understanding of religion. He moved from the rigid structure of law-based theology to the ecstatic embrace of love-based mysticism. While deeply grounded in Islamic Sufi practice, Rumi's work reaches far beyond the constructs of organized religion. His poetry, primarily compiled in the Masnavi and Divani Shams, speaks of a love so vast that it dissolves identities, national, religious, personal. He became a bridge between East and West, between the sacred and the secular, between the particular and the universal. What sets Rumi apart is not just the beauty of his words, but the boundless scope of his message. His poetry constantly returns to themes that transcend creed and dogma. Love as a path to the divine, the soul's longing for unity, the illusion of separateness, the importance of inner transformation over outer conformity. Rumi did not preach a religion of conversion. He didn't invite others into his faith. He called people into themselves, into their hearts. The lamps are different, but the light is the same. This is not theological syncretism, it's spiritual depth. He saw God, or the divine, as an experience rather than a doctrine, as presence rather than proposition. His religion was love. In a time when many define religion through boundaries, what you believe, where you worship, how you behave, Rumi invites us into a radically different paradigm. Don't get lost in your pain. Know that one day your pain will become your cure. This is not moralistic. It's existential. It's about the soul's journey, not social control. Rumi moves the focus from external orthodoxy to internal transformation, from the letter of the law to the spirit of love. He doesn't reject religion, but he insists it's only a means, not the end. Why do you stay in prison when the door is so wide open? Here, Rumi echoes the mystics of all traditions, Saint Teresa of Avila, Meister Eckhart, the Baal Shem Tov Kabir, who prioritized the direct experience of the divine over rituals or rules. In a polarized world of religious tension and spiritual confusion, Rumi offers a compass, not to blur religions into one, but to honor the sacredness within each. In interfaith circles, Rumi is often quoted not because he waters down theology, but because he opens hearts to the shared longing beneath different names for God. I go into the Muslim mosque and the Jewish synagogue and the Christian church, and I see one altar. This isn't a call to sameness, it's a recognition of unity in diversity. Rumi's worldview allows multiple paths to the one. For those weary of religious division, his voice is balm. For those afraid of losing their identity in interfaith work, his words affirm. The more we love deeply, the more ourselves we become. Rumi's popularity in the West has exploded. He's one of the best-selling poets in the United States. But much of what circulates in modern media are decontextualized translations, sometimes stripped of their Islamic roots. There's a paradox here. On one hand, this universal Rumi has introduced millions to deeper spiritual ideas. On the other, divorcing him entirely from his Sufi framework can lose the depth of his mysticism. To truly honor Rumi, we must allow both truths. He is a Muslim mystic, a Sufi. He is also a global sage whose words uplift those of every or no tradition. Universalism doesn't mean erasure. It means resonance. Rumi's relevance is not historical, it's existential. In a world divided by ideology, nationalism, and fear, Rumi reminds us of something radical. We are not separate. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. His poetry is a sanctuary. It invites us out of certainty, out of superiority, out of alienation, and into the wild, sacred terrain of the heart. He doesn't give answers. He opens questions. What does it mean to love without condition? What if the divine is not out there, but within? What if your enemy is your greatest teacher? Rumi's message challenges us to go beyond mere tolerance of other faiths, which implies putting up with differences. He calls us into transformation, a shift of vision, a melting of boundaries, a surrender to something deeper than labels. This is not about agreeing on dogma. It's about recognizing the divine spark in every human being. It's about seeing that true religion is not allegiance to a system, but alignment with love. Be like a tree and let the dead leaves drop. Rumi invites us to let go of pride, of fear, of needing to be right. And in that letting go, we find each other. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. That field isn't a place. It's a state of being. It's where hearts touch before names and beliefs form. In a world aching for connection, Rumi doesn't give us more theology. He gives us a pathway to belonging. Not through sameness, but through soul. If this journey through Rumi's universalism stirred something in you, if it made you pause, reflect, or feel a little more connected, consider joining us on more explorations like this. Folded Hands subscribe to The Unfolding Journey for more deep dives into mysticism, philosophy, interfaith wisdom, and soul-centered living. And remember, you are not alone on this path. The journey unfolds, and you are part of it. Until next time, peace, love, and expansion.